In this video, we are going to learn about open PO, that's your open purchase order and rate contract. What do you mean by open purchase order? So this term refers to the items or quantities that are still open, that's of pending under your purchase orders or rate contracts, whereas is not fully received or closed. When coming to its purpose, it helps for track how much quantity is yet to be supplied and prevents your over purchasing, shows commitments already made to supplier. So this term to be as your open PO. Now coming to know about your rate contract in ERP, that's Enterprise Resource Planning, is an agreement between the company and a supplier to supply a specific items at predefined rates for a fixed period of time. And it does not confirm your quantity, it only fixes the price, terms and conditions. And its purpose is of your control procurement cost, streamline purchase process, avoid a repeated negotiation, improve a long-term vendor relationship, ensure rate stability for contract period and pre-fixed prices. So this term to be as your rate contract. So this slide consists of the details which are going to give an entry at your open PO and RC screen. So it consists of the item that's of caliper brakes, followed by the UIN and unit cost and discount. This slide consists of your workflow approval. So here it consists of two processes. One is of reviewing the document, another is of approving the document. As a first and foremost process, after giving the entry by the user, the corresponding document will be getting forwarded for review to Kaushik, who is our supervisor. So after his review, that document will be getting forwarded for approval to Vimal, who is acting as a manager here. So after his approval, the document status will be getting changed from draft and entry completed to approved. So this is how the flow is going to be. So in order to create an open rate contract, let's move on to our login page. So this is a login page and here we're going to enter it as a user. Now click on login. So before moving on to your open purchase order and rate contract screen, let's navigate to setup approved supplier PO. For that, click on your purchase. At setup, you have your approved supplier PO. So which will get followed at fetched in open PO or RC screen. In order of that, make sure approved supplier flag has been enabled on your item master so that we can pick on with our respective supplier over it. So this is screen of your approved supplier. In order of it, let's click on this add icon. You'll be choosing your unit. Then you have your document prefix, which has been given at your voucher setup. Your document number will be getting generated automatically, followed by the supplier. So here I'm choosing it as Abraham Precision Works. And now I'm selecting the item that's of your caliper brakes. And then followed by your item descriptions, UOM, that's unit of measurements. And there comes your HSN and SAC code. So HSN is a harmonized system of nomenclature, a system of classification for goods under your GST. And SAC is your service accounting code. It's of a classification for services under the GST. And followed by its description. Then we have the price basis. So price basis indicates how the item price has been fixed or calculated in a purchase order or rate contract and explains the basis condition on which the price has been applicable. There are three types. One is of open PO and RC that refers to item or quantities that are still open, that's of pending under your purchase orders or rate contracts. Then followed by your price list. It is a predefined list of item prices maintained in an ERP system. Then we have a user defined. It refers to the field or value that's created and customized by the user instead of being system generated. So as of now, we have selected as an open PO and RC. Then followed by your supplier item and your payment term. So payment term, it defines the conditions and timeline under which the buyer must make payment to the seller, and it specifies when and how much the customer needs to pay after receiving goods or services. Followed by ship through, that's whether by road or by air or through sea. Then comes your Incoterm, that's international commercial term. It defines the responsibilities of buyer and seller in international or domestic trade, especially related to your transportation, insurance, and so on. And it specifies who bears the cost and risk of moving goods from your seller to a buyer. Then followed by lead time. So is the number of days the supplier requires to deliver the item after receiving the PO, whereas standard delivery time for all POs has been created under the contract. Then we have the status. So still the document is on process. It's of draft. When it's been forwarded, the status will be changed to entry completed. And when being approved by the approver, will be transformed to approved status. Here we have the reference that we have given it as approved supplier. That's of editable. Then at below you have your warranty and PO, that's of auto close shut. You have purchase lot, which can be given as per requirement. So after giving such details, click on this save. And so here I've given the lead time as 2. So after giving all such details, click on save. And now click on post. So now the document will be getting forwarded for approval. And now let's look up the status after approval of the document. For that, let's give filter of by giving our supplier. Now click on search. So if you see at the document number, it's been generated automatically and the status have been changed from draft to approved after the approval. So after giving up your approved supplier PO, now it's time to move on to your open PO on RC screen. And now we are going to log in as our purchase user. So at purchase under transaction, you have your open PO and rate contract. Click on it. So select it. So this is screen of your open PO on RC, where you can create and where you can filter the document by either by header wise or by line wise by giving up a search. Now in order to create it, click on this add icon. So you'll be selecting your location followed by the unit. So when you give location, unit will be getting fetched off. That's been from your masters. Then you have your prefix, which may vary according to the type you're giving off. And followed by the date where you can select it. Then have a service type. Those are of 3 types. One is of standard PO. It is a PO created for buying goods items with a fixed quantity, price and delivery date. Then followed by your standard service, which means it's a standard service order or a service line in PO. It's used when the company purchases your services instead of materials. Then we have a stock transfer. It's a movement of material from one company location to another without purchasing from an external supplier, whereas inter-branch transfer or warehouse to warehouse or plant to plant, like that. So as of now, you'll be clicking on the standard PO, then select the supplier. After giving supplier, let's give a tick icon. So document has been viewed up here. So here we have agreement number, which is of editable. And then we have the agreement date. So where I'm giving it up selected. Then in addition, we have a effective from date, effective to date. We have CPC code, that's of cost profiting center. So it's a unique identifier or code assigned in ERP system to represent a cost center or profit center. It's used for your PR, PO and invoices for your cost allocations. Then comes a status that's sort of draft. So after approving the document, it will be turned to approved. Then we have a reference that's of your open PO. Then we have the payment term, followed by ship through and encode term, that's international commercial term. Now in order to add up item, click on this fetch, and so the corresponding item has been followed up here along with its approved supplier. Let's select the item and click on OK, so that it will be getting displayed over here after selecting it. So here we have the unit cost, so which you're going to give it as then the discount of 10%. So after giving discount, this discount amount will be getting generated automatically, followed by HSN and SAC code. Then we have our tax percentage. So it's a percentage of tax applicable on the item based on HSN and SAC. Then we have your IGST amount, that's of integrated GST, CGST, that's of central GST, SGST is your state GST, UTGST is of union territory GST, followed by your cess amount. Then comes your terms and conditions. So terms and conditions are like a set of rules, obligations and agreements between the buyer and seller that govern the sales transaction. They define how the order will be processed, delivered, paid for, and what responsibilities each party holds up. And when you click on this detail icon, a box appears which holds of your input type, that's of your inputs, capital goods, input services, ineligible or not applicable, followed by GST type, that's of GST supply or nil rated or exempted, non-GST supply or not applicable. Then we have the corresponding supplier item along with its quantity, conversion factor, reference, that's of veritable, where you can have a view when you click on this detail icon. So this bin icon is for deleting the line. So if you do not want this line to get proceeded further, you can click on this bin icon so that it will be getting cancelled off. So now let's give a save over it. So after giving up a save, let's click on this post icon. So now the document is getting forwarded for review to Kaushik, who's our supervisor. In order of that, let's click on OK. Now let's log in as a supervisor. Now click on login. Now click on this bell icon, go to approvals. So document has been followed up here. It's been waiting to take up the action. So in order of that, click on this detail icon where the document has been viewed up. So after having a review of the document, let's click on this approve and let's forward the document to our approver, that's of Vimal. And now in order of that, click on OK. Now let's log in as our approver. Now click on login. Now click on this bell icon, go to approvals. So now click on this detail icon in order to approve it. So this is a document that's been forwarded from your supervisor for approval after a review. So if you see the status over here, it's of entry completed. So after giving approve, status will be changed to approved. So now let's click on this approve, click on OK, and the document has been approved of. Let's watch the status at our login. So let's give a search by its open PO number. So if you look at the status, it's been changed from draft and entry completed to approved. So when you click on this print icon, a report gets generated. So where it consists of your supplier name and address followed by your state code, GST number, PAN number, and there you have your PO number, validity from payment term, Incoterm, and so on. And for the corresponding item with respect to its unit cost, discount, along with its tax that's been included of. So this is how you'll be generating a report for your open PO on RC. Then you have a workflow history. So it refers to the record or log of all actions, approvals, rejections, and status changes that occur during the life cycle of the workflow transaction in an ERP system. So it provides a complete audit trail showing who did what, when, and what decision was taken at each step of your workflow process. So this is how you'll be creating of your open PO and RC, that's of your rate contract. Thank you for watching.